Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Manisha. So what if large language model you run on your system locally? I know there are hardware requirements, there are many other stuff because large language models are big in size, so it's very difficult to run them locally, but this video is for that. We will see the hardware requirements, we will see different approaches which allows us to run large language model locally. Imagine having an AI like a GPT right on your computer answering all your questions super fast and keeping everything private, no cloud needed. Isn't it cool, right? So here is what we are going to explore in this video. First, how local large language model work, which means how to load LLMs and run them on your machine. Then why GPUs are required to accelerate inference and improve the performance. The main resources to be considered like memory, RAM or VRAM, compute power and storage requirements. And the fun part of the video is like we are going to see the different approaches or tools to run large language model locally. Now let's start with how local LLMs work. Running a large language model locally means downloading a pre-trained model, and pre-trained model basically means a large file of numeric parameters. So what does local mean? Simple, it's all on your device, no internet, no external servers. Loading the AI model on your device means the AI is loaded into your device memory, either on CPU's RAM or GPU's VRAM, and this allows large language model to work directly on your device and make some predictions, generate responses. Since the large language model is running locally, you have full control over model files, the code, and how you took the large language model, like prompt engineering or custom changes. And the important part is like data privacy and security. Better privacy, better security, because data stays on your device and it is not sent to an external server. There is no leak of information. And that's why it's more private and secure. The last thing is customization and control over deployment environment. You can create or tweak the LLM as per your needs and choose how to set up on your device. For example, you can decide which hardware to use or how to optimize its performance. So all will be on your server. Now, why GPUs are beneficial? You can run LLMs locally, okay, on CPU, also on GPUs, but benefits of using GPUs are parallel processing power, okay. So modern GPUs handle many simultaneous operations. They are perfect for large language model, which includes large matrix multiplication. Heaviest computational occurs in either CPU or GPU's memory space. They provide high throughput and lower latency, which means like GPU can generate multiple tokens per second. And then there is another benefit is memory bandwidth. GPUs also provide a mixed precision, which means using half precision, example floating point 60, helps to run a big models more efficiently. It saves memory and with a minimal accuracy loss. If your system have a decent GPU, it can make a different benefit. Now let's move on main resources to be considered for running large language model locally. First thing is memory, RAM or VRAM. As we know, large language model are measured by parameter count, right? And full precision model might require huge memory, right? So for example, 13 billion parameter may require 30 giga plus memory, and for that quantization is used. So quantization actually reduces the memory of the parameter. So if you are using GPUs, please make sure that you have sufficient VRAM to load any large language models. Second point is compute power. TFLOP, which means tera floating point operations per second. It measures how many floating point operations the processor can handle each second. If this amount is higher, the model is quicker to generate tokens. Next is storage, disk space. As we know, the large language model requires tons of gigabytes. For instance, 13 billion parameter GPT model might needs multi-giga checkpoints file, so it needs space to store on your system. So storage is another factor that you should consider. Now let's start with the first approach, HuggingFace Transformers. With this approach, we are going to run large language model locally. HuggingFace library, transformer library, is the most widely used toolkit for loading, running and fine-tuning transformer based models. So how it works, you need to install transformers via pip, okay, and then choose the model from HuggingFace model hub, okay, and few lines of code that we will see in a bit. Now let's see its practical demo. To start with, we are going to create a directory where we are going to save requirement files, then code file. The directory name is a local underscore LLM underscore local, and then we are going to open terminal in order to create the virtual environment. You know how to create virtual environment. This is the command that you have to use, and after creating virtual environment, you have to activate that environment as well. So with a source command you can activate it. Next is to see what is inside the directory, and you see that virtual environment is successfully created. We are going to create one text file where we are going to write the code to access HuggingFace LLM locally, and I'm just creating that file. And after that, the second thing that is required for this is requirements, okay. So we are going to create requirements.txt file. In this file we have to list out the number of packages that are required to run the code. In order to install these requirements, you have to use pip install -r requirements.txt command, and in the py file in our code, first we are accessing auto tokenizer, auto model for causal LM and torch, and then we are just checking if the script is running or not. And then here it's a time to access the model. We are specifying GPT-2 as our model. HuggingFace actually recognizes the string and knows to download or load the pre-trained GPT-2 checkpoints. And the name that I specified is from HuggingFace. You can check over there. And then about these tokenizer converts input text into tokens that the model can understand. Auto model for causal LM actually loads GPT-2 weights in here. Next we check if CUDA compatible GPU is available. If CUDA if it is true, then we assign device as a GPU, otherwise by default it takes a CPU. Here we define our input prompt, just a friendly greeting in this case, and then we use tokenizer to convert the string into the format that model understands. By passing return underscore tensors is equal to pt, we get a PyTorch tensor as an output. And then generating output. For generating output, we are using generate function. We call generate function to generate the text. It actually tells GPT-2 to produce up to 50 new tokens of the text, and you can tweak parameters like a max underscore new tokens, temperature or top p for different generation behavior. Script is ready. We are going to run it now. Finally, we display the generated text, which should look like a continuation of our prompt, hey, how are you, and then plus GPT's response. And here you can see the response generated by GPT-2 large language model. But here my suggestion is to try different advanced model like a DeepSeek R1. Next approach is a CPU based solution. For those who don't have GPUs, this is the another approach that you can try. So in this we are going to see two examples, but for practical demo I'm going to use just one, which is GPT4All. About GPT4All, it is an application with a variety of small or quantized large language model. It offers a chat like interface. You can talk with a model without writing any code. About llama llama.cpp. It's a C++ implementation designed to learn llama based model. It uses a quantized format like a ggml, gguf, which makes it feasible to run billions of parameters model. Now we are going to see how GPT4All desktop interface generates text in real time. To get started, first thing we will search GPT4All tool on Google, and then we will move to their website. On the website you can see your private and local AI chatbot. They have also provided some key features about the tool, like private AI at its core, no data leaves your device, secure on device interactions. Then there is another feature, it's about local language models on any hardware, include it runs on CPU, GPUs, compatible with a list of GPUs, and then truly portable, you can chat anywhere. Moving to the next feature, chat with your private files, introducing local docs. This feature is very cool, we can see it in bit. Your document stays private and secure. Your large language model can access your documents without an internet connection. Then next feature is deploy over 1000 open source languages, including DeepSeek R1, Llama, Mistral, GPT. Isn't it cool? I think this is really a good hub to explore different large language models. So they have a downloads for Windows and Mac user Linux. So I'm going to try for Mac OS. After the installation, we are going to open the tool GPT4All, and this is the home screen of the tool. There are three key things: start chatting, local docs, and find models. Start with we will start find models tab, and then in that you can see there are different models. Llama 3 model is also there, but in each model they have provided file size, then RAM required parameters, and then quant and the type of the model. For this video we are going to use DeepSeek R1 model. This is MIT license, no restrictions on commercial use, and it has a file size 4.14 giga. So I think we can use this easily for practical purpose. Apart from DeepSeek, there are different models too, so you can try the smallest model. Otherwise you can also search the model from HuggingFace. So the installation is completed. As you can see, there is a remote providers too, like a Grok, OpenAI, Mistral, and the custom remote providers. And another tab you can see HuggingFace. You can search any model over here. Right now I'm searching GPT-2, and all of the suggestions will appear down below, and you can pick any model from these. Now we will move to the chat window, and by default you can see you can load the default model, but for this video purpose we are going to use DeepSeek R1, and I'm going to ask one question: hi, how are you? And then I would like to see its answer, and I am virtual assistant. Now I am asking another question: tell me about agentic AI, and we will see what would be the answer. It takes some time for thinking, like you say 9 seconds is taken by the LLM, but the answer that we got is really amazing. You can see the definition of the agentic AI, then key features, then you can see the different applications to implement agentic AI, then there are challenges. Apart from this, another cool thing is a local docs. So I'm giving my collection name, and I'm adding one of my research papers, which is on machine learning for brain stroke, and it is taking some time for embedding that document to here. Once it is embedded, you can use it in chat window. In the settings there are several settings you can see, like you can set default path, then you can also set default model. There are 2 models right now, but you can have many more, and then set device type, GPUs or CPU, Okay, you can also set the default language. There are different options for languages. Under model tab you can see the different settings for the model, default model. You can set context length, prompt length. In local docs by default you can see there is a PDF and other format, but if you have a file with a different format you can set that extension over here and use it. And for embedding device also you can set a different CPU or GPUs as per your requirement. Again we will move to the chat. I'm accessing my collection file, which is my research paper, and I asked the question like, based on attached research paper, can you tell me the top 10 studies present the best model? Okay, and it gives the really correct answer. And you can see in the abstract of the paper that the support vector machine is the optimal model in 10 different research studies. And I think you should try this model. Is a really cool tool. Next approach is a text generation WebUI. Sometimes you want an easy chat interface without coding or specialized software, and this is the solution for that, text generation WebUI. And the key features of this tool is browse based chat. So you run these locally on local server and you connect via local host to chat. Multiple backends you can see there, HuggingFace Transformer, llama.cpp, GPT4All, and many more. So it's a really a hub for multiple backends. You can also switch the model, so load variety of model. There is a quantization levels that you can perform in this tool. Advanced settings are there, like sampling parameters, token limits. Now we will see the practical demo of text generation web UI. To start with, first we need to search the name of the tool on Google, and you can see their website. On their website they have given the really details about the model. In the first text you can see that they have some introduction about the tool, and then they mention some features. The tool has a really cool features, including drop down menu for switching between models, then notebook mode that resembles OpenAI's playground. Then I see that markdown option is there, advanced chat features like send image, get audio response. Then there is a parameter present, CPU mode is also there, and many more things that this tool provides. About installation, this is available for Windows, Linux and Mac OS, and the instructions of these about installation is available on their GitHub repository. In the once you land on GitHub repository of the tool, there is a how to install option, and you just have to clone repository, and afterwards just open terminal, and in the terminal you have to go to the location where the repository is already stored. And in my case it's a download folder, so I'm going to that location, and in the how to install section you can see run in the second step they ask to run the script that matches to your operating system. As I'm using Mac OS, I'm going to use start_macOS.sh script, and you can it takes some times because it's a heavy tool. We can explore some other options on their website. You can see the download of the model. So this is the procedure that we saw is downloading the tool, but we also have to download the model, and we can check the name of the model from Hugging Face. In here it is asking which is your GPU. So in our case I just entered the CPU option, and it started downloading the remaining part. So I was saying about the Hugging Face library. You pick the model from there, download it on your local system and place it into the model directory. As we have not done that, we have to download it from the web interface. Now open your web browser with this localhost. You will see a ChatGPT like interface. Type your prompt and hit enter and watch the response generate live. As you can see on the left hand side, there are default note, parameters, model, trainings, session options. In the model there are different model holders, transformer, llama.cpp, and there are many more. To download the model directly from the platform, we can use the download section, and we will write the name as it is from the Hugging Face. For this video, I am going to use a GPT-2 model, as model has a less parameters, 137 million parameters. I'm using that model. Once you are successfully downloaded, you can see the path of the downloaded model is in the model directory. Once you click on load, you will see the downloaded model in the model drop down list, but afterwards you have to again load it in order to use it. So click on load again. You can also set different parameters. About the tool, I can add a few things. It is a user friendly, and you can quickly move you can do model swapping easily from the drop down menu. The configuration settings are also there, like you can set temperature, top P, top K, then maximum tokens, which means like how long the responses can be. You can also use LoRa techniques to fine tune the model. I have created one video on LoRa. There are some options related to prompt templates for a specific conversion style. I can see in this tool some feature, they are rich, like LoRa merging, as I said, memory, VRAM usage, monitor is also there, ability to save the logs, that so you can revisit your previous chat as well. Just to give you a rough idea about the how chat works, so I'm just writing hi, how are you message, and then I expect some reply from this chatbot. On the right hand side, you can see there are chat instruct and instruct types. The WebUI passes your prompt to the chosen model backend. That might be transformer, llama.cpp or others, and it generates parameters. The parameters are applied based on the sliders or settings that you chose, and the model then returns the tokens step by step and displayed it in the chat window. Fourth approach, Ollama. This is for Mac users. It's a simple command line tool. Just type a command and you are good to go. The key aspects, containerization. It bundles all dependency into single environment, so you don't manually manage Python libraries or compilers. It optimizes for Apple Silicon. It has a simple CLI, command line interface, 1 or 2 commands to download and run the model and start chatting. Now we will see practical demo of running large language model with Ollama. To start, first we will search Ollama website. On their website you can see different options: discover, GitHub, models. In discover, you can land to their development community. You can join and see the current development in Ollama. Then there is a GitHub link. In this link you can see the development of the tool. In the models, there are list of the models, embedding, vision and tool. You can check it out later. Using Mac OS, I'm going to install Mac OS version, but there are Linux version, Windows versions. It is pretty straightforward. It requires Mac OS 11 Big Sur or later version. In the model, you have the list of the models. You just pick one of them. These are the few steps to install the Ollama model. Click on next, then install command line. Click on install, and this is the command that you have to use: Ollama run, and the name of the model. Right now by default is a llama 3.2, but you can change it with a different model. I'm just entering into the download folder and then running the same command, Ollama run llama 3.2. It will take some time because the model is heavy. We can see a bit more information about llama 3.2. They have given very detailed information. Llama 3.2 comes with a different billion parameters versions, so you can see 1 billion, 3 billion version. We just picked 1 billion version, and on the right hand side there is a command that you have to use, pass it in your terminal, and you are ready to run Ollama model on your system. There is this information about each model, 3 billion parameters. Then there is a 1 billion parameter model. There is some instructions and the command to run the model. Now you can see that we have installed llama 3.2 LLM model. Now I'm asking one question: hey, how are you? And then this is the response that I got. And the next question that I would like to ask is more on AI side. tell me about agentic AI, and look at the response. It's so fast and very structurized. Of course, this is a terminal based application. If you think about of using other large language model, DeepSeek R1, you will be amazed with the response. So let's give it a try. It is amazing tool. Let's see the fifth approach, last but not the least. LM Studio is a cross-platform desktop application work for Windows, Mac OS and Linux. The highlights of this tool is all-in-one interface. I really like this interface. It offers a really clear dashboard to browse, load and run models. Offline operation happens once you download a model. No internet is required. Prompt and chat tools are there, so you can interact with the model in real time, save or load prompts. Then broad model support. It focuses on quantized llama family models but can support as others too. Now we will see the practical demo of LM Studio. To start with LM Studio, we have to search LM Studio on the browser, and this is their home page of their website. There they have written your local AI toolkit, which means in this tool you can find many large language model, and this is the interface they have given on the website. Easy to start, much to explore. With LM Studio you can run LLM on your laptop, discover new LLMs, power apps using LLM server, then chat with your local files. They also mention cross-platform local AI SDK, and the documentation is also given, developer documentation, so you can visit this documentation. It's really interesting if you want to explore this in a bit in detail. So I'm going to download Mac OS version. It is also available for Windows user and Linux user. The installation is very straightforward. Now we are going to open the LM Studio, and this is the front page of the LM Studio. On the left hand side you can see the chat window. You can download Llama 3.1 8 billion model, but there are different models as well, so we can see them in a bit. You can also upload some files. The RAG system works very well with this. When you click on search button, there are list of the models that you can see here. Then there you can see the link for HuggingFace for that respective model. You can redirect the control and see the more details about the model. In fact, they also give some description about model, then architecture that the model used, parameters, then status, last update. Also, like there are different options to download the model, like quantized version of the model, the 3, 4, 6 and Q8 with their size. So you can pick the one best suitable for your system. Then model creator, original model, all of this information is there. It's very detailed. For this video we are going to use DeepSeek R1 model, which is 7 billion parameter model, and this is in the download state. It will take some time for sure because it's a bit heavy model, but after download you can load that model into this LM Studio, and you can start using it. In the chat window, just select the model that you have downloaded. In this case it's a DeepSeek R1. We are going to select it, and then we will ask what is the capital of France. We will ask another question which is related to what is the capital of Portugal. See if it gives the right answer, and yes, it is. The capital of Portugal is Lisbon. You can also use a RAG system, which means you can attach file. The same file I'm using my research paper, machine learning for brain stroke, and I'm going to ask the same question that I asked in the previous tool, and the answer would be support vector machine, and let's see if it gives the same answer. It takes some time for retrieving all of this information from the document, but that's fair enough because it's based on your hardware and many more factors. This is the response that we got, but you can use the different model in order to get the proper response. I don't think there is something related to the best optimal model, but try different model and see how it works. But as a tool, it's a really amazing tool. You should try it. I hope you like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, leave them in comment section. And thanks for watching the video. See you all in the next video.